Right. Now that's how that should be. Um, mm, Montana, my father. That's like my blessing from God. I always wanted a father. My biological daddy. That's me and his father. His
Mm.
name Jeffrey in jail. Both our name Contrell. I'm the oldest. Um, but I respect my daddy. Even though I barely know him, I respect him and I love him. And I remember from the times I have got the chance to be around him, like it probably was just 3 times out of my whole life, and I was little. I remember everything, like just that I seen from him and shit like that. But I respect my dad. I make sure when I get on the phone with him, I call him father. I don't never let that nigga have there's no duh, no sad moment. Like I know for a fact, like I'm always gonna be a highlight to his life.
Mhm.
Really, all us. My dad a real gangster. I'm talking about real gangster.
And do you feel like it was pushed on you to take after his footsteps?
Mm, mm, mm. Not at all. Um, I'm thankful for how the story went, man. I wouldn't redo shit. I'm thankful for who I am today. I accepted everything. Like, just want to move forward. He'll be home soon. Uh, Everything will be okay.
Hmm.
Everything will be okay.
Everybody talks about what prison takes from the man who gets locked up, his freedom, his time, his life. But we don't talk enough about what it takes from his children, because when a father gets 10 years, his child gets 10 years without a father at home. He might be the one behind the wall, but that little boy or little girl is growing up during that time too. Look at NBA YoungBoy. By the way, welcome back to the Centered Man channel, where we don't just react to the culture, we learn from it. Listening to NB, a young boy, talk about his father being incarcerated reminds you, sometimes the longest consequence of the street life isn't what happens to you. It's what your children have to grow up without. When a father goes away, the sentence might have his name on it, but the consequences can spread through an entire family. A child loses the everyday things we sometimes underestimate. Dad being in the house, or at least able to visit the house. Dad showing him how to handle certain situations. Dad correcting him when he's wrong. Dad teaching him what it means to become a man. Dad simply being available. And no phone call, letter, money sent home, or prison visit can completely replace presence. A lot of men have been taught that being a good father means providing financially. And providing matters, but children need more than your money. They need your presence, your guidance, your discipline, your protection, your example. Sometimes the most important thing a father gives his children isn't something he can buy. It's access to him. Being able to walk into the next room and ask, "Dad, what should I do?" That's something money can't replace. This is where street life becomes bigger than the individual. Because the streets might give you money, they might give you respect, they might give you a reputation, but eventually, somebody has to pay the bill. Sometimes it's prison, sometimes it's death, sometimes it's years spent looking over your shoulder, and sometimes the biggest price is watching your children grow up from somewhere you can't reach them. That's the part nobody glorifies. Nobody puts the missed birthdays in the music video. Nobody shows the first day of school you couldn't attend, the basketball games you couldn't watch, the conversations your son needed when he was becoming a man, the moments your daughter needed her father's reassurance. Those are consequences too. Once you become a father, your decisions don't belong only to you anymore. You can say, "I'm willing to take that risk." But did your children agree to take it? Because if that decision removes you from their lives, they inherit the consequences. And children don't always understand why dad isn't there. They just understand that he isn't. That absence can leave questions, anger, confusion, and sometimes children go looking somewhere else for the guidance they were supposed to receive at home. That's why fatherhood requires a different level of thinking. There comes a point when being willing to crash out isn't toughness, walking away is, changing your environment is, leaving certain people behind is, turning down money that could cost you your freedom is, because when people depend on you, freedom becomes part of providing. Coming home every night is providing. Staying alive is providing. Being reachable is providing. Being there long enough to teach your children from your mistakes instead of making them learn about you through stories, that's providing too. Becoming a father has to change how you move. You aren't just protecting yourself anymore. You're protecting somebody's childhood, somebody's example, somebody's future. Always remember, your kids have to live with your choices too. And sometimes the most gangsta thing a man can do is make sure his children don't have to grow up without him. Repeat after me, I am a centered man. I do not chase. I choose. If you made it this far, you're either a centered man or centered man lover. Either way, we're locked in now. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.